All right, y'all, we're going to take a look at this Boudoir Facebook ad here, see if it has BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome. So Boudoir low click syndrome is when the unique CTRL of our Boudoir Facebook ad is under 6%. And this means, there's actually a deeper root cause, which we'll get into. But when the unique CTRL is under 6%, that means our ad is fewer than 6 out of 100 people are clicking anywhere on our ad. That means instead they're just scrolling on by, scrolling on by, scrolling on by. And when that happens, our ad is getting into very few people's brains. And so if our ad does not get into their brains, we have a 0 chance that they'll buy from us. So the game is get our ad into as many people's brains as possible by increasing unique CTRL. We got to get it above 6%. Now, having unique CTRL under 6% is actually not normal. Symptom of a deeper root cause, and that deeper root cause is the 3 pre-click mistakes, which we'll see at the end of the video. And a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with BLCS is a Boudoir low-click advertiser. We also know that BLCS is treated with Boudoir pre-click optimization, aka Boudoir Pico. Treatment takes about a week. And then once treated with Boudoir Pico, we now have pre-click alignment. So we've gotten rid of those 3 pre-click mistakes that were causing us issues beforehand, causing way more people to scroll by our ad than necessary. And we also know that pre-click alignment activates the Boudoir brain energy boost in our Boudoir Facebook ad. So we're getting our, since our unique CTRL is above 6%, we're getting our ads into more than 6 out of 100 people's brains. And a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with Boudoir brain energy boost is a dominant Boudoir advertiser. So this is our universe that we're working in here. And when I did my residency for BLCS and treating it with Boudoir Pico, when I found Boudoir Facebook ad out there, saw that it was did my own testing, saw that unique CTRL was 4.3%. So I was like, all right, BLCS present, and then I actually duplicated the ad, ran it in parallel, and treated it with Boudoir Pico. It takes about a week. Got the unique CTRL up to 6.88%. So we see the difference between the two. We're actually wasting 37% of ad spend, which means, if they're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, then we can actually reduce that spend by 3,700 bucks a month, or save what's that, basically 40 grand a year. Save them 40 grand a year in wasted ad spend and get our Boudoir Facebook ads into the same number of people's brains for way less ad spend. That's what this means. Second Boudoir Facebook ad of my residency, found one that unique CTRL was 1.39%. So, our ad's only getting into 1 out of 100 people's brains. So since it's under 6, unique CTRL under 6%, I knew that BLCS was present. So again, I duplicated it, treated that duplicated ad with Boudoir Pico. It takes about a week, and got the unique CTRL up to 9.13%. So instead of our ad getting like 1 out of 100 people's brains, we got our ad into 9 out of 100 people's brains. And this is all to cold audience, all the people that have never seen us before. So we found out with them, found out that they were wasting 84% of their ad spend. So basically, if they're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, now they can drop that by 8,400 a month, save all that, what's that, 100 grand over the next year, only spend 1,600 bucks a month and get their ad into the same number of people's eyeballs, because we're fixing these 3 pre-click mistakes, these 3 PCMs. And then had a patient, his ad, 5.03%. So I know, okay, BLCS is present. So it's duplicated. Let's fix these mistakes. BLCS is treated with Boudoir Pico. Takes about a week with the duplicated ad. Got the unique CTR up to 15%. So we found out he's wasting about 67% of his ad spend. AKA, if he's spending 10 grand a month in Boudoir Facebook ads, can actually decrease that by $6,700 a month, so he can just pay like $3,300 a month, get his ad into the same number of people's brains, and say pocket that $6,700 a month. What's that? 80 grand in the next year, next 12 months. And so what I've discovered is the average Boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS is wasting about 50% of its ad spend. So 10 grand a month, about 5 grand a month is being wasted on average. I mean, look at these numbers: wasting 37%, wasting 84%, wasting 67%. The average of that is what, 50 to 60%, something like that. All right, now into this Boudoir Facebook ad. Let's see, if we believe this is BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome. So first looking at the bottom here, but the below creative. Yep, we definitely got the below creative cluster here. So the false belief that caused us to have the below creative cluster, so below our creative, below our image, below our video, is A, we don't even know the below creative cluster is a mistake. We're making it until somebody that knows about it points it out to us. And B, this is how we've seen everyone else do it. So, this can't be the wrong way. If everyone else is doing it, that would mean everyone else is doing it wrong. But in fact, nearly everyone else has BLCS in their Boudoir Facebook ads, Boudoir low click syndrome, which we showed over here and showed we can actually get these numbers much higher reliably. So the consequences of making the below creative cluster mistake: way more people going to be scrolling by our ads than than necessary, wasting that money, our ads not entering their brain, they will never buy. All right, second thing we'll look at is the creative. Yeah, it's a video, I already played it. But there were things that made it look like an ad. So it's the looks like an ad mistake. And false belief that causes us to make this mistake is, again, we don't really know we're making a mistake till somebody points it out. We don't know if that's a mistake we could be making. And B, our ads kind of looking like everyone else's. So everyone else can't be wrong, can they? Well, basically everyone else, their Boudoir Facebook ads have BLCS. So if we're following, so if we're making our ads look like the people that have BLCS, our ads will most likely have BLCS as well. And the consequences of making the looks like an ad mistake is way more people are going to be scrolling by our ad than necessary, and we're actually not going to, our ad will not enter those people's brains. So we're wasting money. Next, we look at the see more headline here. First 2 3/4 lines, Facebook newsfeed mobile. Let's see. They're not fun to win and empowering, but experience worth 400. Do you want to feel more confident? Okay, so this is the us mistake. We're talking about us too much in this ad. And the false belief that causes us to make this mistake is, again, we don't even know we're making this mistake till somebody points it out. And B, we've seen other Boudoir Facebook ads have their headline like this or similar. So if everyone else is doing it, is everyone else really wrong? But every Boudoir Facebook ad I've looked at has had BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome. And the consequences of making this mistake is, again, way more people going to scroll by our ad than necessary. Our ad, so unique CTR all under 6%, and our ads entering very much fewer people's brains. So that money's all being wasted. Now, if you're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads and you have BLCS, so your unique CTR all is less than 6%, then on average, about 5 grand a month is being wasted right now. So 60 grand over the next 12 months, 60 grand over the next year. If you want to get that treated with Boudoir Pico, it takes about a week. And on average, we'll be able to eliminate about half your wasted ad spend. So save you 60 grand, or approximately, 60 grand in the next year. Then I am opening up slots for new patients at the end of this month. So simply DM me when those slots open. My DMs are closed right now, but I am opening slots for new patients the final day of this month.